Are you ready for some mind-blowing truths? Watching Morgan Freeman's past interviews feels surreal because the legendary actor has long been speaking about issues that came to the mainstream only recently. His insights on race identity and political correctness cut straight to the core, challenging everything woke culture stands for, and today we're covering some of those moments which feel more relevant than ever. As always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this.
I've read up, obviously, on things that you've said in the past about Dr. Martin Luther King, and you had said this: Dr. Martin Luther King is not a black hero. He is an American hero. Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think if you sort of categorize people, it tends to dilute their importance. Referring to Dr. Martin Luther King as a black hero, it lessens his stature. He's an American hero. He's no less than any other hero that's happening that we don't dilute like that.
Identity politics have slipped into almost every conversation these days, and we largely have woke culture to thank for that. Instead of valuing people for their character, achievements, and beliefs, we're sorting individuals based on identity categories. Just think about it. We don't label Abraham Lincoln a white hero because it doesn't make any sense. He's simply an American hero, period. Similarly, what Martin Luther King Jr. achieved wasn't just for one group, but for the entire nation, helping to close a dark chapter in American history. Calling him an American hero captures the scope of his impact much better because only a few other people managed to leave a similar mark to the one that he left on America. Freeman is also not a fan of Black History Month, and what he says makes a lot of sense to me.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace, you know me as Morgan Freeman.
He said the quiet part out loud. You see, dedicating just 1 month to Black history, which is a rich and complex one, takes value from it and limits the attention given to it. What makes it worse is that it's the shortest month of the year. I think a better approach would be to weave these stories and contributions into all history education and national conversations year-round. After all, learning about figures like Frederick Douglass, Rosa Parks, and Langston Hughes should be as common as learning about the Founding Fathers or other influential Americans. Freeman also has an interesting take on the issue of race in Hollywood, and he left the crowd at Oxford Union completely stunned.
You just mentioned there kind of a black actor, and you've spoken in the past about how you don't like the term African American.
No, I don't mind the term African American. I don't want to be called African American.
Why is that?
I'm not African.
Very strong. Staying on the issue of race, did you ever face discrimination in your career at the start? Do you still feel that it happens nowadays? I mean, what is your view of the issue of race in Hollywood?
I don't think there is an issue of race in Hollywood. Here's reality. Isaac Davis directed a movie called Cotton Comes to Harlem. It made hundreds of millions of dollars. And of course, Hollywood is colorblind. It only sees green. If it makes money, it's a good thing. Therefore, the walls came tumbling down.
That's absolutely true. Hollywood loves to put on a show about its commitment to the latest hot-button issue. You see a clear example of it every award show where celebrity monologues are filled with messages about equality and giving a voice to the repressed and marginalized. But the reality is that Hollywood is a multi-billion-dollar business machine, and profits drive the industry way more than any moral cause. By the way, I've noticed you still haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel yet, so what are you waiting for? That's why they greenlight movies and shows that check all the right boxes for diversity and inclusion, because they know it can expand their audience and generate them more money. Freeman also expands on this exact point as he exposes the ugly truth about the industry that a lot of people fail to realize.
Hollywood only sees it as one duty: stay in business, whatever that takes. So they don't get on a social high horse and go, running through the bushes. We make movies to make money to make movies. That's bottom line.
That's what it all boils down to. I imagine an executive level meeting at these woke studios starts with popping champagne because of how much money they've made, following up with everyone patting themselves on the back because of how their virtue signaling managed to convince everyone that they care for the social issues they talk about. UCLA even did a study that proves this, and they found that, quote, releases such as Barbie and the Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, whose casts include 31 to 40% of people of color, had the highest median global box office earnings among the top 200 films of the year. Freeman also criticized the victimhood mentality that the woke movement likes to adopt as he went on an interview with Don Lemon of all people.
So can I go back to, because I thought what you said was fascinating, because you called it bull when you said people can't, pull themselves up. Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. Hey, you and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that.
The victimhood mentality is like a never-ending pit of excuses. People who embrace it spend more time blaming everything around them than actually doing anything about it. If they're not succeeding, it's because of the system, society, or some other external force keeping them down. Woke people are notorious for having such a mentality, and here's the problem. While they're busy blaming the world, people with a growth mentality are out there learning from their mistakes and pushing forward. You see, real success comes down to resilience, adaptability, and willingness to own your journey. Everyone faces obstacles, but the difference lies in how they are approached. The legendary actor gave a final comment to Dawn on why the issue of race seems a never-ending discussion.
I said, and it's probably get me in trouble, but I said to some of my colleagues recently, so I know that it's an issue, but it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it. I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue than it needs to be is the problem we have.
I agree with him, not because we shouldn't discuss race topics at all, as avoiding it entirely would be like not addressing the elephant in the room and it would dismiss important parts of history. But when race becomes the center of every talking point, it can start to feel like a weight that holds society back from moving forward. The truth is, if we keep highlighted divisions, it only deepens them. I think better approach would be to focus on the broader goals that impact everyone, such as better education, fair opportunities, improved healthcare, and finally safer, stronger communities. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you want your friends to stay in the loop, please share the video with them. Thank you so much for watching.